Welcome to the Redirects Podcast. My name is Abigail Hewins.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is a show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite fictional books and how those themes show up in real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we're doing a book club episode where we focus on just one book. Today's book is Love on the Brain by Hazelwood. So this is a book club episode. We're going to spoil things. We're going to talk about stuff in detail. So if you don't want the book spoiled, go read it, come back.
Enjoy.
So fair warning.
Yes. Spoilers
so Emily,
ahead. Yes.
Let's start with a summary of the book.
Okay, so B is our main character. She has a last name that I can't pronounce, nor will I try.
It's like Nordic, right?
Something. It is something. It has umlauts. It has lots of letters, but her name's B. Let's just stick to that. And she is a science queen, science girly, who gets a job working on a major project from NASA. A project which I don't totally get what it is. It's something about stimulating the brain to do things better. So something like that. And I
think it's like they're like helping them do spacewalks for longer.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like it's something that would go on the brain of an astronaut and do electrical things that would make them do better at whatever.
Yeah.
Science. We are geniuses. So she's a neuroscience girly, and of course her arch nemesis from grad school, Levi. He is the basically co-joint head of the project. So she hates him. She thinks he hates her.
I'm rolling my eyes.
She might be the most obtuse neuroscientist in the world for thinking that. But essentially they start working together and there's like constantly things going wrong, which she blames on Levi, like her equipment's missing. He's telling her she should dress more professionally. Uncomfortable with that.
She thinks about leaving the project, but she's like, I'm a woman in STEM. I'm not doing that.
Yes.
Also, she's like a manic pixie dream girl. Like
she is the manic pixie dream girl.
So I know that you guys can see this, but on the cover of the book, she is like, has like purplish ombre hair, a million piercings. She's like not the normal kind of science girl.
She's wearing crop tops and leggings.
Yeah, and
There's
Converse.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, here's the thing. It's slightly annoying.
Yes.
That it's like, she's not that different than other people, but it's like, she's so quirky and weird. She has purple hair.
Yes.
Like okay, I don't know why that just like grates on me, but it does.
Me too. So yeah, she is the manic pixie dream girl. Of course, at some point, the sexual tension between them begins to increase. There's falling in love. There's aggressive misunderstandings. There's a lot of information you never wanted to know about Marie Curie. There's Twitter profiles. There's a lot in this book.
Training for a 5K.
There's a cat? Question mark?
Yeah, there's a cat called Schrodinger.
There's another cat.
Yeah, there's two cats. There is a side plot where B's like research assistant is like hates this other girl, but then they fall in love.
Yes, so a lot of that.
There's a lot of that.
And kind of the backstory too that you need to know is that B was engaged to another science guy. When she knew Levi, she was getting engaged to this other guy. He cheated on her with her best friend, Annie, and they end up breaking up. But she continues for some inexplicable reason to wear her grandmother's wedding ring on her left-hand ring finger. And so Levi thinks she went through with the wedding, that she's married. She kind of plays into that because this other guy's hitting on her and making her uncomfortable, so she just pretends like she's married. So that's pretty much the central misunderstanding of this book is that Levi thinks she's married and that B thinks Levi hates her. When, of course, the reality you find out much later is that he has been in love with her this whole time, and anything that she construed as hatred was actually a deep well of love.
All right, let's stop there. That's annoying. Because, look, and here's the thing. I know I'm making it sound like I hated this book. I actually didn't. I enjoyed it.
Actually, I really
But
liked it.
I actually really liked it too. But I feel like this always happens when I sit down and actually talk about it. I'm like,
Mm.
oh my God, this is just the same thing of like, if he's mean to you, he likes you.
Yes.
And
Yes,
that is like the worst message for girls in the
it
world.
is.
Not the worst ever, but like, it's pretty bad. If a boy is nice to you, he likes you. Like,
Yes.
boys that are mean to you are not good.
Yes. Like Levi is great and all, but he's also an idiot. Like, why are you that? Like, this is the whole thing about, the Mike Pence rule where he's like, I never am going to be alone with a
Oh
woman.
my God.
Okay, it's like, Levi, you're a grown man. You're work for NASA, okay? You're like a doctor. And you can't just be normal around the girl you love. Like, you can't be calm. You have to like do these things that come across as hatred. You have to tell her she needs to dress more professionally. Like, I don't understand.
And also, here's one thing we're leaving out.
Mm.
So B, I feel like we're not doing a very good job of organizing our thoughts here, but
No,
B,
we're assuming that if you've listened to this, you've
you know it.
also read the book.
So B runs this Twitter account called like secretly. She's like the secret runner of this Twitter account called like What Would Marie Curie Do? Or something like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And she gets like it's about like women in STEM and like how, women don't get like how women get treated unequally in the research and science world. And she gets a lot of hate online from like male trolls, but there's just one other account that's run by a guy that is like nice to her. I forget what's the name of the account.
I
Okay,
don't remember.
spoiler, it's run by Levi.
Yes.
And they're like DMing back and forth. And he's literally like, I have a crush on this girl I'm working with, but she's married.
It's called SH Mac?
And she
Schmack.
it's like schmack. And she's like, oh, that's so hard. I'm working with somebody who hates me.
Yeah.
And like, it's like they are literally talking all the time on these freaking DMs and they don't know that
That
it's the
it's
other person.
Yeah. How early in the book did you
Immediately.
figure yeah.
Immediately.
Instantly.
Literally instantly. And that was one of my gripes is that we've talked about this before. One thing we talked about this in our romance trope episode. I enjoy a predictable plot.
Yeah.
I enjoy a comfortable predictability, but this book was almost so predictable that there was no shock factor.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I think someone
yeah.
mentioned that this is kind of an updated version of You've Got Mail. But what I think about, I actually just watched You've Got Mail on the plane ride when I came out to visit you. And what I think about You've Got Mail is they were not getting so specific on their lives. Like, they were just having these deep conversations, and you would have never known that it was the other person. Like, there was no way to know. And so I think, like, with this, they were, like you're saying, being so specific on what was going on in their lives that it was so unrealistic that she wouldn't at least think like, hey, like maybe this guy I'm working with, or that he wouldn't think that, like how many like people are there in this like very specific neuroscience world that she's like not at least trying to guess who this guy could be. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it can't be that big of a field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so many people who have like PhDs in neuroscience.
Right?
You know what I'm
You'd
saying?
think.
But anyways,
Maybe we're wrong. What do
also
we
there's
know?
this whole thing about like how she has this like raggedy old Target dress from grad school that she thought he hated because he like ran away when he saw her in it. And it's like turns out he like the dress is like irresistible to him, which is just like so annoying because I swear to God, like a straight man has never noticed her clothing unless he liked it.
Yes. Yes.
No straight man has ever looked at you and been like, I detest that dress so much, I have to run away. If a man, and make a generalization here, if a man looks at your dress and hates it so much that they have to run away, that man is not straight. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes. It was so, there was, I agree with you. Like, there was so many things, not just the Twitter account, but so many of his actions even. It was like, I love, the thing I like about comfortable predictability is that when you open a romance book, you know the two people are going to end up together. But I don't want it to be so predictable that nothing is, that like the author's trying to trick you but it doesn't come off in any way convincing. Like, I wrote that in my review on my Instagram of this book of like, was it supposed to be obvious? Like, it's never really clear to me if these twists are supposed to be like
There's no way
shocks.
they could. I mean, I don't. There's got to be enough talented people around her to know that that is like deeply predictable
Yeah.
and
But I think it's
obvious.
like, of course it's predictable because you're reading a romance book, so you know they're going to fall in love at some point. But it was just like, I actually, in my research for this episode, someone on Reddit had gone and reread the book, and they said for 61% of the book, B is talking about how much she hates Levi and how much he hates her. Like, she hates him as well. Let's just get this clear. It is a two-way hatred in her mind. And it's like, I think that makes it hard when they do get together because you're like, wait, but you've been hating him this whole time. Like, obviously he never hated you. That was clear. But like, you hated him. And so,
But
how
did
did you
she only?
overcome this?
It's like she only hated him because he hated her back.
Yes.
And so then she figures out he doesn't hate her. She's like, "Oh wait, I
Oh,
love
okay.
you."
Okay. So,
Okay,
yeah.
whatever. Anyways, okay, let's talk about some things we liked about it.
Okay.
I did like the characters.
I did too.
I liked the science setting.
Yes.
I
love
love
the science
learning
in the
about
book.
that world. Like I love that the science of it all is like a character almost. It's a big part of the thing.
I did love I did not really like B, the main character. There's a scene where she sees roadkill and starts sobbing
Okay.
uncontrollably.
If I wouldn't be friends with her. That's
I
the
would
thing.
not be friends with her. I'm sorry. That's so annoying. It's a possum. Like, it's just, I love animals, big animal lover, but I don't cry when I see roadkill. You know what I mean? Like, that was a bit much. So I don't love her, but I think their relationship is very well written. I think a lot of romance books, it's so like surface level that it becomes unbelievable that they would even fall in love. So I do think for all we've said that is a reach. I don't think them being together is a reach. I think they have a lot of things in common. I think they have a lot you know, they have a lot of conversations that are in depth. Obviously, she thinks he hates her, so it's not like she's trying to impress him very much. So I
Right.
think that's interesting. So I
That's
think
like the
that's a good
parallel
part.
with You've Got Mail. It's like,
Yes.
like whenever she's getting to know Tom Hanks or Joe Fox in real life, she is like we're enemies. So
Yes.
she's not like trying to impress.
No, she's just being herself, if not mean. So I
Yeah.
think that's what is endearing about this book. That's what's endearing about the enemies to lovers trope as a whole is like, no one's trying to impress anyone. And the fact that they fall in love is almost like a feat of like, wow, we overcame the hatred to love each
Yeah.
other. It's more interesting than just like flirting, falling in love.
One of the things I did like about their relation, like the moments where I was like, pitter pat,
Yes.
swooning, was I loved whenever he stands up for her to the director of research and is like, no, like she's
Yes.
the best, she's the one we need,
I liked that too.
and is like using his male privilege to
Hmm.
like back her up and support her. I like when he's helping to coach her for her 5K.
Yes. It's very cute.
I loved I wasn't there another thing at the end where someone was being mean to her and he like
But
stand
my biggest swoon of the book, and I don't know if this is what you're thinking of, but there's a plot part of the book where they go to this conference
Oh
together in
yeah.
New
Yep.
Orleans, and they run into her ex fiance
Yes.
and the girl he cheated on her with, her ex best friend. And I could cry talking about this part. I actually love this scene. And
Me too.
she goes to the bathroom at some point. They're at this dinner with all these people that they went to grad school with. She goes to the bathroom, and the ex best friend kind of follows her into the bathroom, and they kind of talk. It's not like a fight or anything, but they talk it out. And when she walks out of the bathroom, he's just standing there. Like he had seen that the girl had come and he had just came to stand outside the door. That was really cute. That was just so nice. I think Levi seems like a very nice, very sweet person. And that part really definitely was my biggest swoon moment of the book, because I just think that he saw that and was like, oh, she's going to need someone there for her when she comes out. And they weren't even they were still in the thinking each other hates each other part of the book. So I think that was very,
Hmm.
very endearing
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, he was anticipating her needs and That was really great. I loved that too.
Yes. So what do you think was the biggest reach of this book?
I mean, I think I've mentioned it. I think the biggest reach was the fact that they couldn't even suspect that they were talking about the other person. But
Yes, I agree. I would
I,
say also the ending. So jumping ahead to the end, I like this whole time she thinks he's sabotaging her. They end up doing a showcase of the project they've been working on, and things go horribly wrong. And then it's kind of out of nowhere that this other guy has like been sabotaging them the whole time. And then the guy like low key is gonna try to kill B. That part where I was like,
yeah.
you lost me just a little bit. Like I think it jumped the shark a little bit at the ending because it's like he was going to kill her over this. Like it just seemed out of left field. And also that there would be a random cat in a science lab. Like if you've ever been into a science lab, they are very strict on the like food and things coming in, and so that there could be a random cat wandering around that no one noticed. I think was a big reach for me.
Yeah.
What did you think about the ending?
So let's see. So the ending, obviously, they get together
Yes.
and in the epilogue, they're running a 5K together. Like you're finally gonna do that. I thought that was sweet. I mean, I like that everyone got their comeuppance. I think I think we'll get to this, but I actually I kind of think that they would and I think that they would work out.
No, I agree with you. I think that they would work out.
And here's why. I think that they both have like shared, well, first of all, they have shared interests and values. They're both vegans. They're both really into science, whatever. He has a rough relationship with his family, and she is like an orphan, and her sister lives far away, so she doesn't have a huge support system. So, like, in that way, like, they have a shared understanding of that. They have like a shared story kind of about family. Um, and I don't know. I just think I kind of tend to think that it would work out. What do you
Yeah.
think?
No, I fully agree that it would that they would work out. And I think like I said, I think the book does a good job of building that up. It's not just like this like some books it's like they meet, they have some flirting, they sleep together, and then they're together forever. Like there's not a lot of depth. And so I thought this book did have a lot of depth. I'll give it that. And I thought, like you said, they do have their shared values. I think that they're both scientists, so they're both going to be like working together or understand that the other person is going to be working a lot or like doing their research or whatever. Um, so yeah, and like you said, the family thing, I think that they could choose a family together. I think that they would work it out. And I think that that blog does a good job like showing that their life would be nice together and that they could have like a good life together, you know?
Yeah, just like doing their thing, both excelling in their careers, like balancing each other out. I don't know. I think it could work.
Yeah. And so something we kind of talked about a little during our romance tropes episodes was like this miscommunication trope. So like what are your thoughts on that as a trope as a whole, like outside of this book? Do you like to read books that have the miscommunication trope?
I mean, I did enjoy this book as much crap as I'm giving it and like shade I'm throwing to it. I actually did enjoy it, but I would say in general, the miscommunication trope annoys me. Like it
Yes.
gets frustrating
Yes.
because it's just like this whole thing could be solved by one simple conversation
Yes.
or one like one Instagram stalking session.
Well, that's the thing too. That is what
Like
we talked about a little in that previous episode. But like the way she finds out that the Twitter account belongs to Levi is that she looks at his profile picture for the first time,
no,
and it's
he like posts a picture of like
okay. I was
his
thinking it was his profile picture, but maybe I
or
misread that
maybe
part.
his cat is in it.
Yes, his cat is in it.
It's like she should have gotten that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like if and maybe we're crazy, but I think we're on the same page on this. If I was DMing some random guy who seemed super nice,
I get
even
a
if it was
crush on
just a
him.
friendly thing, and we have this like extensive online relationship, I would be doing everything in my power to find out who it was. I would have looked through his whole followers list, his whole following list, any picture he's ever posted, zooming in on the profile picture. Like, I don't understand why they were seemingly both so content to have so many unanswered questions. Like, he never tried to find her on Facebook to see if she had posted any wedding pictures. Like, I don't understand. He's dying to be
He's
in love
supposed to
with
be in
her.
love with her for years and
Yes.
years, but he's never checking up on her to see how her marriage is going.
I
Like,
know. He's never asking, like, hey, did they get married? Like, if the love of my life was getting married to someone else, I would have found their wedding website by now. I would have been, like, looking for every detail. And if it didn't go
right.
through, I would be right there, like, waiting, you know?
Totally. Like, exactly. Alexa, play Mastermind by Taylor Swift.
Absolutely. So I
You
just
know?
think, like, in this day and age, You've Got Mail was such a different time, I think, too.
Oh, yeah.
For this to be an updated version of that. In this day and age, like, there's so many ways to find out things about people.
They
How are
were
you not
basically in
trying?
You Got Mail, like, hitting the capacity of what the internet could do. Like,
Yes.
they were doing everything they could.
Mhm.
And now it's like, you don't have someone's house pulled up on Zillow,
Yes.
zooming in to see, like, what their bedroom to bathroom situation looks like.
Exactly.
You don't
Yes.
even deserve it. You don't even deserve happiness.
Yes, and I think similarly, like, B goes to his house for the first time, or maybe in his office, sees a picture of him with, like, a girl, and is just like, oh, that must be his wife. It's like, you don't ask any questions. Like, you're not asking the other guys he's friends with, like, hey, is Levi married or something? Like, what's up with that? Like, I just don't understand the characters in this book.
Now that we spell all that out, I gotta say, the miscommunication trope is really at the bottom for me. Like,
Yes.
there are so many things I prefer more
Yes.
than that.
And it makes me mad. It's like, it's just stupid.
I know, and I think, like, so, okay, so this is her second book. She has some novellas too, but her first book, The Love Hypothesis, is the fake dating trope. And I enjoyed that so much more. So I think I honestly probably would have liked this more if I hadn't liked the first one so much.
Yeah. And I did really enjoy it. So, like, not, we're ragging on it for content, but, like,
Yeah.
I think the problem with the miscommunication trope is that the audience knows the whole time, especially in this book. Again, I don't know if that's intentional or if that was just poor writing. I really don't know. But, like, you know the whole time that he loves her. It is so obvious. So I think that kind of thing. And you know the whole time she's not married. Like, you know what happened with the fiance. I don't mind the miscommunication trope when things are being revealed to you at the same time they're being revealed to the characters. And so I think
But you
that's
have
a
all the
better way to
information
do
up
it.
front, basically.
Yes. In this scenario, you know everything. So it's so frustrating because you're just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
communicate, just talk to each other.
So to that end, what would be if you could ask Allie Hazelwood one thing about this book, what would you ask her?
I think that would be the question. Like,
why did you make the choice?
no, I would ask, was it supposed to be like this?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be so obvious? Or was your intention to kind of surprise the audience? Because I think that kind of changes the way I read it, because
And how you evaluate it.
Yeah, how I evaluate it. It's like, my interpretation is that she didn't mean for the audience to know everything. Like the Twitter account, I think that maybe was supposed to be a surprise. Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would just want to know, like, hey, was that supposed to be a big reveal, or were we, like, in on the joke the whole time, kind of thing? And that kind of changes how I view the book. What about you?
Yeah. So my thing, I like that question. My second, so if I had to pick up something else, I would say, okay, in this book and in The Love Hypothesis, we know that The Love Hypothesis is based off of a Raylo fan fiction, and, you know, the guy is basically Adam Driver. And in this book, it's very similar. Like, if you look at the cover, he's tall and broad and strong and has dark features and stuff. And that's fine. The female protagonists of her books are always just so little. And it's like, all of this emphasis was made on, like, how short and tiny, and
Yes.
like, how, like, it's almost, like, embarrassing how skinny I am. And, like, it's
Yes.
almost embarrassing. I'm so klutzy.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh my God. It's like, I think we all know that person who is, like, really short, like a really short girl, and who's always like, oh my God, I'm so short. I can't reach anything. And it's just, whatever. As a tall girl, that has always stuck out to me, but I think it sticks out to other people too, because I'm not the only one who notices it.
No, yeah, you're not.
But I am just like, I would challenge her to think about that's, we can go more ways than that. And like, why is that always the go-to? Like, she's so small and he's so big, and like, what if there's more,
Well, and I think even if like she chooses to write characters like that, which is fine, it's like that doesn't have to be their entire personality.
Yes, that's what it is. It's their personality.
Yes, like it extends to every aspect of their lives.
His personality is that he's tall. Her person and broad. Her personality is that she's little and like sits cross-legged in her office chair.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
quirky.
it's just like, okay,
yeah,
whatever. That's fine if that's their physical characteristics, but
sure.
it being short isn't a personality type. Being tall isn't a personality type.
Yeah, totally.
Whatever.
What about if you had been a character in the book? Is there anything you would have done to influence what happens? Like anything you would have done to influence the plot?
Like, do I have unlimited information as one of the characters?
Well, put yourself into their shoes. Like whatever they know, you know.
So if I'm one of the main characters.
Yeah, and you can pick one.
If I was Levi, I would be like, so are you married?
The end.
So how's I mean, I guess at some point he does ask. I forget what her like ex-fiance's name was, but at some point he's like, how is he doing? And then she's like, he's fine, because she like doesn't want to get into it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess he did kind of try that. Yeah. What about you? What would you do?
I think probably something similar, or I think I just simply, if I'm B, would never choose to wear my grandmother's wedding ring on my wedding ring finger for no reason. I think that would have solved some problems. So that would have been something I would have chosen to do, to not deliberately mislead other people. Like, I mean, maybe I'm weird, but I think I always look at people's ring fingers. Like, I just want to see if people are married. I don't know. It's just interesting. So
I just nosy. I think most people are nosy.
Yeah, I think that's it. Why are both Levi and B so anti-nosy? Like,
well, also like, okay, you're a scientist. Mm-hmm. So a big part of being a good scientist is asking questions.
Right.
Right? Like, I know I'm not a scientist, but I know that that's a big thing about science.
Yes.
I think. So, like... You're not thinking, whatever. I mean,
yeah, no.
I don't know. We've talked that to death.
Amen.
Let's end it on a positive note.
Absolutely.
Okay. Did the book change your opinion about anything, or did you learn something new from it? If so, what?
I think it was really interesting, actually. They were talking about, there's kind of a side plot where she, on her Twitter account that she is anonymous, she tweets about the GRE being kind of biased against women and just like a terrible tool for grad schools to use. I didn't really know about that.
Me either.
Like, I feel like I knew that standardized tests are generally like have racial bias, or have, probably, I'm sure, gender bias. So I've heard of that, but specifically the GRE, I've never thought about really as much, because I feel like, I guess it makes sense, but I think to me, it's like the ACT, the SAT are given to like, or PSAT or standardized tests you take while you're still in, earlier school, like K-12. Like, that's kind of given to everyone, but I felt like the GRE is more specialized because you're taking it to go to grad school. So I've never really given any thought to that. So I think that was a really interesting side plot. And in the book, she ends up kind of going super viral for that, getting a lot of hate, getting doxxed. Her name is revealed. So I think that was a really interesting side plot, and I have not thought about it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a great thought. I mean, it's on a similar, like, theme. I think one thing I really enjoy about Ali Hazelwood's writing is the setting in the STEM world, and just like, that like brain research happens and things are happening, but you don't really know how.
Yeah.
And so like I thought it was interesting about the individuals applying for grants, like applying for research grants, and like how much pressure, like, I mean, I guess I just was kind of ignorant about that.
Sure.
As far as science, like, okay, you're like a post-grad student and whatever, like, you don't just like, you have to go out there and seek the funding to do your research. Like that's how you
Yeah.
get to be a full-time researcher. I typically think of grants like my work has intersected with government grants in the
Hmm.
past, but on the other side of things,
Hmm.
or like currently I work for a nonprofit and my work is funded by grants, but the organization applies. So
Right.
it's weird to think about, you know, how much almost entrepreneurship it takes to be a
Yeah,
scientist.
that's interesting.
And to that end, like how capitalism can kind of impact science
Yeah,
because it's like you have to make your research marketable.
absolutely. Yeah.
And so you have to almost kind of sell what you want to research instead of just researching things that you really care about if you
Hmm.
want to get funded for certain things. So it was just like a
Yeah.
little bit illuminating about that. And maybe, we know that there are lots of like racial disparities and like disability
Hmm.
disparities and lots of different like there's in a lot of health research like LGBTQIA folks are left out of
Hmm.
the research, and I wonder how that intersects with
Like the
like
funding
with the
available.
funding,
Yeah.
yeah, and the funders.
Yeah.
And so I hope that she keeps, I'm sure she will because she's very successful. I hope that she keeps writing books like this that are
Yeah.
fun and also teach me something about the
Absolutely.
science world.
Well, and I think it's super interesting because she obviously is super knowledgeable. I believe she was a research scientist prior to
Yeah.
becoming an author. So I think that's really cool. It's kind of like the, write what you know thing of like sometimes books are set in places and you're like, this is just a setting. It doesn't really serve the plot much. But I think because she's so knowledgeable about it, it is really interesting and it feels real and it feels like you are learning a lot. Even though it's like a silly romance book, there is still science in there. So it's kind of like, it breaks up the plot. So I think that's why her books are really popular as well. They're not just like one dimensional. There's a lot of layers to it. So what would you rate this book out of 5 stars? What's your rating to wrap it up?
3.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.75. So
I know 3 sounds bad, but I
yeah,
actually think 3 is pretty good.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
I guess it just depends on how you rate things,
Sure.
but I think like the reason it only got a 3 out of 5 for me was because I'm weighing it against her first book, which I thought was better, and
Hmm.
also because of the things you mentioned about the like how much you have to suspend your disbelief
Sure.
to like not get sucked out of it.
Hmm.
But I did like the characters, I did like the setting, and it did like give me the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I actually liked this one more than The Love
Oh, really?
Hypothesis. So I did give it a 3.75. I like the relationship more. I don't know. I didn't feel like the characters were as developed in the last book she wrote personally.
Mm,
So I
mm.
liked that there's a little more character development in this one. So yeah, I gave it a 3.75. It gave me the more, I think, yeah, for a romance book, it's really good, and you're not going to have to think too much. In fact, you need to turn off your brain a little bit to get into it. So
Exactly. There you
this
go.
is a great beach read or Thanksgiving read or something where you just want to chill.
Yeah, this is going to be easy for you to read over Thanksgiving weekend.
Absolutely,
So
yes,
do
which
that.
has already passed by the time you're
Right, by the
hearing
time you listen to this. So,
time is construct.
whatever.
Well, I think that wraps up our conversation on Love on the Brain. Do you want to talk about the books you've been reading recently and our
Sure.
recommendations or lack
And
thereof?
we would love to hear your feedback.
Oh,
This is like
absolutely.
a new thing about like the book club format. Like,
Yeah.
did this work for you? With enough advance notice, would you like to hear another one? Like, give us feedback in the comments of wherever you saw
Yes.
this on our Instagram or
Any book
whatever.
recommendations for future book clubs that you'd like us to
Yeah.
talk about? Let us know.
Please tell us your thoughts.
Yes.
So,
Anyways,
book I've read recently.
I'm
You are
scared.
not gonna like this. So, you're not the only friend I book swap with.
Oh.
And another friend, Megan, sent me Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover,
Mm.
which we know that you don't like Colleen Hoover.
Hmm.
So that's okay though. So I was like, all right, well, I need something else to read. So I picked it up. So Reminders of Him is the story of Kenna, who is a young mother who recently returns to her hometown after getting released from prison for the involuntary manslaughter of her partner and the father of her child.
Hmm.
So, 5 years
Drama.
prior to the start of this book, Kenna is pregnant and she didn't know it. And she got in a drunk driving accident, and her partner unfortunately did not survive the accident. She ended up going to prison and gave birth to her child in prison and never got to meet her. So the baby gets taken away from her in prison,
Wow.
and the parents of her partner get full custody of the child.
Mm-hmm.
His best friend's name, the father of her child, his best friend's name is Ledger, and he lives right across the street from her daughter and her daughter's grandparents, and he's a huge fixture in his daughter's life. She gets out of prison and decides she's going to do every single thing that she can to try and like earn back a spot in her daughter's life. So she moves back to this town, but her daughter's name is Diem. And Diem's grandparents are like very, very, very much against Kenna having a place in her life. And Kenna meets Ledger, but Ledger doesn't know that Kenna is Diem's mom. And so they kind of start like having this relationship. Then it's revealed. And it's about how she's like trying to have this relationship with Ledger while he's trying to protect Diem, while she's trying to get back into her daughter's life. And it's told from two perspectives. The chapters like alternate. One chapter will be from Kenna's perspective, the next will be from Ledger's perspective, and I genuinely like didn't know quite how it was going to go. So that made it fun, and I love books that are from two people's perspectives. It ended up kind of sucking me in, and I finished it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy it. I think to your point, some of the feedback I've heard from you in the past about why you don't like Colleen Hoover is because of like the twists that
Mm-hmm.
seem like they're out of nowhere and they're totally unfounded. This book didn't have a twist, so maybe that's
Maybe I'd
like
give it a try.
it's not a thriller.
Yeah.
It's not like set up to have a twist. It's more of like a dramatic romance.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought it said a lot about like motherhood
Yeah.
and
Super
family,
interesting.
and I liked it.
Yeah. Um, yes, I'm a Colleen Hoover hater, but
Yeah, you are.
I've only read two of her books, so to be honest, I feel like she has so many. So I'm sure there's books out there of hers that I would
Maybe try it.
ultimately enjoy. So maybe I'll try that. Okay, so my book, I am almost done with it, so I can't give a full, like, based on the ending review, but I am confident, just based on the reviews it has online and off of my experience reading it so far, that it's going to be a good ending. Just am dying to know what has happened. And I'm listening to the audiobook, which I actually really recommend for this one. The narrator does a really good job, but I'm sure reading it is a great experience too. So it's called A River Woman, River Demon, which was a recent podcast, Greenlight,
Ooh.
which is a podcast we both really love,
Yeah, go
by
listen to the
Jennifer
podcast.
Givon. And so it is about Eva Santos Moon, and she is a Mexican American glass blowing artist, and she also practices kind of witchcraft, ancient like brujeria. I don't know how to pronounce that perfectly, but like the Mexican witchy ancient
Okay.
spiritual art. And her husband actually is also he, I believe, is Black and maybe indigenous, but he draws a lot from like ancient African religious practices and indigenous practices, and so they both are kind of mystical. It's a very spooky book. Essentially, Eva, when she was a girl, her best friend Karma drowned in a lake near her house when she was there, but she doesn't really remember what happened. And she was accused of actually killing Karma, but she was cleared, no evidence of that. But she doesn't really remember what happened. And years later, she kind of finds her husband one night in the river behind their house, holding the body of their best friend who has drowned in the river. Her blood is everywhere. And so another woman has drowned, basically. And come to find out, the woman who drowned and her husband may have been having an affair. Her husband's arrested for murder, but he heavily implies, like, am taking the blame for you. I think you did this. And she's having like blackouts. Like she has periods of time missing from her life that she doesn't remember. Things come out about like her threatening this woman, but she doesn't remember that. She's trying to figure out what happened. Someone from her past comes back into her life and another woman drowns. There's multiple drownings. So I don't know what's happening. It's the definition of the unreliable narrator. Because
I love that.
No, she doesn't remember things. Oh, creepy things keep happening. She sees the ghosts of this dead woman. She feels like she's being haunted by her girlfriend who died as a young girl. And so she's like trying to like, what she says is like there's no like good spirits and bad spirits or good magic and bad magic. They kind of, it's more like a shadow, like maybe it's a little darkness, but it wouldn't be there without the light. Like it's kind of both. And so she's like dabbling in all this magical stuff, trying to protect her family, trying to figure out what happened with her husband. Like, did he kill this woman? Is my husband a murderer? Did I do something? Like, you really don't know. And so I'm dying to get to the end of this book to know what actually is going on, but it is super creepy, very spooky, highly recommend. So
that sounds so good.
It is so good.
As we're recording this, you won't hear it for like another month, but or more, but it's October 29th today, so maybe I can like squeeze it in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all of October and November, beginning of December even, you can read creepy books, but
yeah,
it's definitely like read during the day kind of thing. Like it's very
spooky. Not scary. Okay.
But it's not super scary where you can't sleep at night. It's just a little like haunting, a little creepy.
Well, so I can't wait. I'm definitely going to read that one.
Yeah. It's been good. So can't wait to finish it.